Hello and welcome back to Everybody Loves Raiken, our 5e live play podcast. Last time, you guys had an episode that was unusually dedicated to Vendar, the group's rogue, as he was dealing with a fragment of his past come back to haunt the party. A young boy of about 16 years named Marzel Aldrich found the party in the city of Volinar after claiming to have been searching for them for some time, and then he declared his desire for satisfaction in avenging his parents who had been killed by Vendar during his time serving as his father's assassin. Vendar did not try to deny these claims, but did inform the party that he did not want to kill the boy if that could be avoided. Raiken suggested that the challenge be met in the Temple of Cord, who would, if not able to prevent death in the fight, would at least be able to undo it, given that they're clerics. They would also have a vested interest in keeping things fair in the spirit of competition in the name of Cord. And so the party divided to set this up. Half the party went to the temple, and the other half went to find Marzel and challenge him. Marzel accepted the challenge and brought his companion, a dwarf by the name of Raynor Benson, with him to the Temple of Cord to meet Vendar in single combat. And fight they did, where Vendar was very obvious in that he was not fighting to the best of his abilities. In spite of Marzel's demands, he do so. Vendar, despite being beaten, pummeled pretty brutally by this child who was a master of sword and shield after 6 years of training with the dwarf, did finally manage to get through to the boy that killing him and seeking this vengeance would not ultimately satisfy him, would not make him happy. And the boy did, after several rounds of trying to get Vendar to defend himself and failing, conceded the fight to him and informed him that if he were to cross paths with anyone else seeking vengeance for the harm Vendar caused a lifetime ago, that he would pass on to them that the killer no longer lives. And so now Vendar stands with the cleric of Cord and Thorogarius, who is declaring him victor in this competition. As he holds your hand painfully aloft, Vendar, you will feel the warmth of healing magic as the light of Cord passes over your body, and you will receive 25 hit points.
Ooh, 25.
Yeah, it's like half what I took.
Sorry, one of the dice he rolled was a 1.
Yeah, fine.
Now, if there are any further challenges to be met, simply seek us out here in the Temple of Cord, and we would be happy to host you in the name of our god. I wish to thank the champion of the Lord Cord once more for bringing this challenge to us to be an inspiration to the acolytes.
No, it was a fine duel.
Several of the acolytes will be crowding in closer to Raiken and trying to entice you into the ring.
I appreciate the offer, but I must keep up my strength for the fight ahead that is ahead of us.
The The dwarven cleric Doran the Axe will nod and laugh and say, "Ha! Aye. Go and fight well in the name of Cord. Bring his light to the darkness.
For Cord!
For honor!" And the acolytes will chorus, "For glory!" And as that dies down, you're going to become aware of chatter in your head as you hear Nalia's voice saying, "Hello? Hello? There? Is anyone there?"
I think that the duel is all taken care of, so...
Well, it's good I was kept in the loop then. Nobody has used the communication in almost the entire hour.
I made sure to inform everyone that the duel would be going ahead. Although I suppose I could have given a play-by-play.
So, is Vendar dead?
Totally.
I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
Said totally.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%. I died.
You sound pretty good for a dead man.
Yep, I know, right?
So, will you be heading to the Underdark now then?
I think we need to make one stop at the post office first. But
You
other
should
than
stop
that, yes.
here as well. Nerevar says he wants to say goodbye.
Then he's leaving today?
You are.
Fair enough.
Understood.
You may do as you wish now. What do you wish?
I wish to head to the post office.
Post office.
Post.
Where should I stick that? Probably actually over here. Since this is where the bank, the money lender is. Who are you? Oh, Lorelei! Ha! Ha! Where have you been? Sorry, Leah. She got away from me.
Apparently got away from me too there.
I'll put it here. Give me a rectangle.
Wow, the video quality is worse than it used to.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you know what? I know why.
Have
Because
Netflix open?
I started an upload to YouTube of a recording I made the other day, and it isn't done yet.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
So
Yeah,
I
you
apologize.
too?
You know, it's my fault, and there isn't a pause button, otherwise I would have paused it, but there's only cancel, and I don't want to do that.
No, I get that.
Alright, I'll do it in this baby blue.
Babby Blau.
Wonder how baby blue will look like when it grows up.
And that's on the wrong layer.
Adult blue.
At first it has to be teenage blue.
Ah,
It's very
yeah.
moody.
You guys funny.
Adolescent blue.
Funny shit. There you go. There's post. And it's not too far from Nalia's place, because this is just sort of where they stick anything that's important to the function of the city. So, is that what everyone wants to do, or is there anyone dissenting?
To the post.
Okay. Get all my little pieces gathered up here. So with that, you will leave the Temple of Cord. They are sad to see you go. Still patrols of Drow. And you come to the post.
Alright. I check for any letters addressed to me.
Okay, you check for letters addressed to you. There is one.
Alright. I have a guess at who from, but I think I'll ask anyways. Who from?
Your mother?
Yes, I figured, but doesn't hurt to ask.
Your mama.
It's dated quite a long time ago. It's not recent.
That's surprising.
For the fun of it, I'm gonna check too, but I expect to find nothing.
Oh, I have to check my document. Let's find out. Who's got mail here? Who's got mail?
You got mail.
Maybe.
That's a blast for the past that a lot of teenagers today won't get.
You've got mail. Welcome. Darn it.
Did I make you feel old, Ash?
There it is. I typed in mail and it didn't come up. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that one was delivered. That one was delivered. This one. Okay, so that one wasn't delivered here. Yeah, where did you go? I did have the presence of mind to include in each letter where I'd sent them, so I'd know when to pull each one out. Nope. It doesn't look like any of the ones I currently have written have been sent to Volinar. So, you'll, give me some time to, produce the contents of your letter, Cyrus. But it was, not something I planned ahead for, but it is something that makes sense.
Okay.
Now then, so you do receive a letter from your mother. The gist of it, it is, as I said, it is old. I can give you the gist right now, or you can just wait for the content if you don't want it shared with the party.
I'll wait for the content.
Okay. That is fine. Is there anything else people needed from the post? You are...
I've already checked mine, right?
Yes, you did, during the 10 days. You do... The party is entirely aware that mail coming into Bromdor is sparse these days, given that Bromdor declared war on 3 other countries and nobody was sending mail in.
3? I was only aware of 1.
It was,
I mean, Ebengard as well.
it was Aspara, it was Thanandir, and it was Sylvanas.
Oh.
Ebengard became involved in the Asparan War.
Gotcha.
Okay, then I will produce the contents of that for you. Just so that you are aware up front, there doesn't seem to be anything about it that indicates that you should be urgently worried about her.
Alright.
Since I think that would be important. So I'll
Yes.
declare that up front. Is there anything more anyone wants to send anywhere? Okay. Well then, if you are done with the post, if that is all that you wanted from there, what is your next destination? You know that Nalia told you that Naravar wanted to see you off, and you know that Zeph told you that he could take you to the nearest entrance to the Underdark.
To Naravar.
Well, what time of the day is it?
At this point, I would place it right around noonish.
You guys are like 12.
Right, around 12.
Okay, so it's still like school time.
Yeah.
Do we still have the telepathic bond up, or is that worn off?
At this point, it would, if it's still up, it's only a couple minutes from wearing off.
Alright.
It only lasts an hour.
Well, then, if I may, I have just 1 or 2 things I'd like to remind the party of covertly.
Go ahead.
Just as a general reminder, in case people have forgotten, don't mention Umberlight's affiliations out loud for any reason. It would lead to their deaths.
Very good
Don't
thing
forget
to
to let
remind
Leah
people
be
of.
in charge once we're down there.
Okay.
Who?
That's the spirit.
Catch it on remarkably quick for Jebel.
Jebel just looking expectantly.
Okay, I'm just responding to a work thing. I got a direct message over Slack.
He asked who. Is no one gonna answer?
I thought that was a joke.
Yeah, so did Leah. That's why my answer was that's the spirit.
Everybody treated it as a joke.
Oh, Jesus!
So
Does the party think that's wise, given how talking with Jebel usually goes?
I mean, he asked who someone in the party was. I don't know how else to take that unless he clarifies.
I thought he was talking about Umberlight.
That is what he was talking about.
He said who?
yeah,
Who's Umberlight?
Yeah.
It's not a who, it's a place. It's the city that we're going to.
Alright, yes. You know the excitement I forgot.
Alright, so you are heading to Nalia's now. The spell will wear off.
Alright.
That means I need to get Naravar's token back. Where are you? There you are. Boom. I don't have a token for Lorana. Because I wasn't able to dig out the old drawing that Sarah once sent me, and I never finished my drawing. Sorry. In any event, you return to Nalia's mansion. The door is, as ever, unlocked, and you are able to enter directly. Nalia seems to be drinking a warm beverage in her chair in the corner, where she can often be found, and discussing something with Naravar. He seems rather animated. Beside Naravar does sit the elf Lorana, who, as I described, has platinum blonde hair and light blue eyes. She is just a touch shorter than Naravar. She's quite tall, equally willowy as he is, and she seems to be in good spirits today. It has been about a week and a half since you've interacted with her. And as you all tromp into the building, their conversation will end, and Naravar will stand beside his chair and look over the party and say, "Ah, there you are. It's good to see you all again. I know we haven't talked for some time."
I hope you've been well.
I have. He looks to Lorana, who seems to return to him a somewhat sarcastic look. And he says with a slight blush on his cheeks, "I've been rather busy, actually. Lorana and I are planning to leave, to return to our original dimension. There's work to be done and time to be made up."
I think I can do that safely.
Yes. We actually have a rather simple way of doing it.
Make sure you don't drop from 30 feet in the air next time. Might not be sand to catch you.
It was more like a mile. I had plenty of time.
Rather simple. Might that be banishment?
He looks to Cyrus with a rather impressed look on his face and says, "As a matter of fact, it would."
Yes.
It was something that was ever a concern of mine, especially when we learned that your enemies were magically inclined, that they might attempt to banish me should they know I was not from this dimension. Especially given that, with how easily differentiable my magic is, I would likely be selected as a primary target.
Yes, not to mention the pure strength of it would make you a primary target as well.
He, again looks a little sheepish, and says, "Well, I've had hundreds of years to develop it. In any event, he looks to Lorana and holds out a hand, and she lets out the softest of sighs, and then you hear sort of a thumping as she reaches beneath the table and pulls out an object which is wrapped in a multicolored cloth. The object is long and narrow, He says, as he takes it from her, he thanks her and says, "This is what I've been busy with while you've been dealing with the drow situation. I don't know how much it will help, but hopefully it will be a boon to you in your mission." I suppose any one of you could use it, but I did make it with Cyrus in mind.
I'll look at it curiously. What is it?
He holds it between his two hands and seems to be just taking it in for a long moment before upending it in one and unwinding the linen wrapping. And beneath the multicolored fabric, which as he unwraps it seems to appear more and more as a rainbow-colored scarf, and set it aside on the table, you see that within is a longsword. A longsword of impeccable design, different but similar in appearance to the one he wears, with silvered bands for the basket to protect the hand. The scabbard in which it is placed is blues and greens inlaid with gold vein work that appear to form the image of exotic plants, flora from a forest of some kind. And he raises it up horizontal and grabs the leather-wrapped grip with his other hand and separates it. And you see a brilliantly gleaming silver blade etched finely with what appear to be the images of maple leaves as it comes out. I decided to put what resources and inspiration I had to work here. It's the finest blade I've yet crafted. It is also, and he slips it back in with a click, the first.
It certainly looks extravagant.
It's called the Larethian Aspirant. And I figure it would be a fitting gift for you, given your aspirations, Cyrus.
Nods. Thank you. Been trying to work on my swordsmanship. This will give me an even better chance to put it to use.
He nods, says, "I don't know if it's possible to travel in this world's corner of the Feywild far enough to find a spiral tower. But I've imbued this sword with as many of their gifts as I could."
There'll be kind of a look of wonderment on Cyrus's face. Not really sure what to say.
I look at Lorelei to see if she has answer to that question.
The answer to the question of where the spiral tower is?
Yeah, it's like if it's possible, if she's have you even heard of a tower like that?
She crosses her arms over her chest, as she classically does, and seems to think, eventually coming to rest on your shoulder so she doesn't have to fly while thinking, and finally says, "Well, I've heard rumors about it, mages hiding in the woods, but I've never seen them. Supposedly, they have a great horde of magic somewhere in the Feywild. They dedicate themselves to Corellin. It all makes enough sense, but I've never run across them myself."
Is that out loud or telepathic?
She says it out loud.
Then I'll... Am I interrupting you, Leah?
No, I was just gonna say how mystical I like it.
I'm sure they do too.
Then I'll pick up the sword and kind of give it a flourish to, start to get a feel for it. Say, well, it's a place to start. Once this business is over with.
He informs you, it is a magic item that requires attunement, so once you've attuned it, you'll see what I mean.
Alright. Then, he'll turn to the party and ask, do you mind if I take the time to attune this before I go and have Zeph send us off? Actually, out of character, would it be possible to attune while moving, or do
Yeah, you can attune while walking.
Alright, then.
You just can't attune while fighting.
Then I'll try and attune it, en route to, the Underdark. Other question. Can I know what it does, like, before I choose what it overwrites?
You may add the item from beyond and read what it does.
I shall do so.
The one thing to pay attention to that's written in the description that I didn't have a way of programming onto it is that once the one charge on it is used, it loses the bonuses it gets until the charge comes back.
See. I will make sure to take careful look at that section.
Lorana will say from her seat, he worked very hard on it, making sure to carefully ignore me the entire time, but do know that it is from both of us. As a thank you to all of you.
Greatly appreciate the work you both put in and the sacrifices you made. Hopefully I can put it to good use and protect those here with me.
That is what it's usually about, isn't it? Protecting people?
Indeed.
Good luck, all of you. Naravar has told me that you intend to fight powerful dragons. On our world, Naravar found it more prudent to speak with them, but I don't know if you have that option this time.
Suppose we might be able to try. But something's put a lot of work into getting this plan in motion.
If they have a plan in motion, it's not likely you'll be able to talk them out of it.
Indeed.
Also, the dragons that I spoke with, dear, were not the original children of Tiamat. They had far more to lose and to gain by working with me. Far less powerful. In any event, I am hopeful that this will help you, and grateful to you all in helping reunite me with my wife. And though this is very likely the last we'll see of each other, know that I shan't forget you.
And we won't forget you either.
I'm glad you guys could reunite. It's
I
an
will.
amazing thing.
I will rush around the table and try to give both of them a hug.
They are a bit surprised, but Lorana will push the chair out a bit and to make room, so that you may do that. We didn't have too much time to get to know each other, but I hope that my words on the nature of death were helpful to you.
Oh, yes. I wish you both fair travels. That you have a happy life in your own place. And Narvar, thank you again for freeing Centarmal. You did a great deal to me.
I hope that he will be a strong ally for you, and that freeing him has made you both happy.
Certainly has.
You've all taught me a great deal about magic, at least, since I've been here. Who knows, maybe I'll make a point of returning here sometime in the future to further study it. After he, finishes hugging Leah, Lorana will approach him and punch him in the shoulder and say, "Isn't that enough world hopping for one lifetime, dear?" He scratches his chin and is about to respond when Cal pops out from beneath his hood and says, "But Cal likes the portals. We should go through more of them." In any event, I think it's time for us all to go. He will reach out and take Lorana's hand. Look to you one last time. All of you each in turn and nod. And finally say, "If you would, Lady Nalia." And she will conjure the spell in her hands and place it on each of them, one after another, banishing them back to their home.
I would like to have managed to shake both their hands before they left.
Sure.
I got caught up a little bit in reading the text over here.
Anyone who would want to have expressed individual gratitude or well wishes would have been able to do so. I know that it can be hard to gauge when you can jump in on that stuff.
Jabba would have made some mention about how grateful he is for their help that allowed him to get this really cool stuff and armor.
He actually would have had a response to that, and Narvar would have said, "I think that this is the beginning of a new era for your world. Step forth with caution, but embrace the change."
Laramandus would have said something to the effect of, "You are the source of many interesting conversations, and I look forward to seeing where the study of magic goes with this influx of new information." And then wishing them both the best for the many years to come.
And if I can find the spiral tower, there'll even be a new form of wizardry for this world to study.
When you say that, Laramandus turns to you and is like, "Well, I mean, if you want to study how wizards do magic as opposed to sorcerers, We do have time together.
I
Pats
may
his
take
book.
you up on that.
You can finally stop cheating and do it the right way.
Lormandus
He
doesn't
didn't
say
say that. He just thought it loudly.
The telepathic bond, though, is off, so...
Leah's just gonna silently avoid that entire endeavor.
After they fade and disappear from the room, Nalia is going to be standing in the space that they left, and she will wipe a tear from her cheek. And say, "Well, it seems not everything you guys do has caused trouble for others."
We mess things up for the better sometimes.
Should find excuses to do that more often. Now then, I believe that you're about to go find your tour guide and depart.
I believe that is the goal.
The sooner we can get into the Underdark, the sooner we can leave with the artifacts in tow.
I'll keep the armor safe here, and I will continue studying it.
I look forward to learning what you find.
She's going to kind of like lean her weight on one foot and kind of thrust her shoulder up in this "really, you're telling me that" kind of expression, before raising one solitary finger and gesturing toward herself at you, Blair. The universal sign of "come here."
Ah, okay. He does so. I was like, raises a finger at me. She gonna, like, chew me out? What did I do this time?
Which finger?
Yeah, yeah. She flips you off.
As you round the table to her, she is going to place her arms around your neck, and you will feel that a larger measure of her body weight than is normally appropriate falls onto you. She says, "Be careful down there. Make sure you come back."
I will. I will also be in as much touch as I can, although I may not be able to send every day, depending on how spell slots need to be spent.
Don't use more than you can afford.
I shall be cautious.
I waited months between your calls before. Days should be easy. They really seemed happy together, didn't they?
I'm glad for them.
Me too. She is going to try to kiss you.
Okay.
Are you going to let her?
Lormandus is kissed.
Okay. Just making sure. Then she will. And
Take 1d4 points of psychic damage.
Leah lets out like a tiny squeal that she immediately chokes and clap her hands a little bit, like excited.
afterward, she smiles and pats you on the cheek and says, "Now get out of here before I change my mind."
Understood. And he smiles when he says that.
Don't worry, we'll bring him back in one piece.
2 I can fix.
Only one's needed with the right cleric. Says while walking out the door.
You hear the exasperated sigh. The door closes behind you. Where to now, party?
Zephyrius.
Zephyrius, it shall be. You never thought that the roadways and cul-de-sacs of this city would become familiar. You especially never thought they'd become welcoming. But this is a very different city from when you first arrived. Your time here has changed a lot of things, seemingly for the better.
We had our magic items. Ones that were made.
Yes, you do.
No, how long?
How long have you had them? Just a day or two. They were made pretty much all at the end of the 10-day stint. Why?
No, it's just because it's the staff of spell storage.
Yeah.
So, like, if I've had it for, like, 2 days...
Then you could have
Then
put
I-
something in there and have your spell slot back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making a list. But
Did you want a spell of Laramendis's, or did you want one of yours?
if Lara Mendes offered a handy spell, I'd consider it.
I mean, the only handy spell he has is Bigby's, but you can do a lot.
Is what?
Bigby's hand. It summons a giant hand that does things. It can, grapple and punch and push, and it's a handy spell because it summons a
Oh
hand.
my god.
You,
First,
did,
I
you,
want to put
didn't,
on to
you
that.
didn't get that until then, Tristan. I got it immediately.
I can send you the list of all of his spells if you would like to have taken a look at what he knows.
No, it wasn't that I didn't get it. It was I wasn't listening until I heard the line, "It's a handy spell." Try very hard not to pay attention to you.
It's for the best.
Now then. You find...
I wonder if I could
Oh, shit.
store a metamagic spell in his staff.
Possibly.
Would Jebel want me to give that a try?
If you want. There are limitations on like levels of spells, that can be stored in it.
Alright, what's the limitation?
5 levels worth of spells, which can be split up amongst. So, 1 5th level spell, 1 4th level, and 1 1st level.
I
No.
have just sent you all of
Any
the
breakdown
first through
thereof.
5th level spells that Laramendus knows. If you got it yesterday, he could have prepared one of the ones that he doesn't normally prepare, and I'll switch them out, and then he'll just change back his list tomorrow.
And I could recite mine if you wish. That's an easy way to copy them.
Like, what were you thinking of?
I could put in a subtle detect thoughts, or a twinned haste spell, or twinned greater invisibility for that matter.
What level is haste?
3rd.
Let's have a look, see.
Raiken and Yukikaze, are you good with everything that's happened so far? Did you have
Yep.
any input you want recorded for posterity?
Nope. Not at the moment, no.
Okay. And I know I might not have responded when you were talking earlier, Malachi, but I did hear you, and it was taken into the NPCs acknowledged.
Yep, I figured.
Sorry, I know I intended to talk, but there's always somebody who's trying to talk right after you.
There's 7 of us. It's completely understandable.
I just don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you or leaving you out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you all find yourselves back in the throne room, where you were, I believe, this morning. Yes, it was this morning, speaking with Claire. And Zephyrius looks out upon you as you walk in and says, "Now then, have you concluded your business? Can I take you to the Underdark?"
I don't want to say yes because I don't want to meet brain suckers, but let's do it.
I believe we are as ready as we are going to be.
Well then, let us hope that the brain suckers do not know that. Claire.
Suckers.
Go ahead, Guaco.
No, I just nickered suckers. It's funny.
Claire and Filson, for their part, will salute you as you begin to leave and say one last thank you for all you'd done for the city of Volinar. It had been a long and difficult road, and the stability that they are enjoying for the moment would not have been possible without you.
Well, let's hope that this will be an example to other cities and nations once things calm down, or sooner if possible.
If there is some way that we can help, and I am still the one calling the shots here, you need only ask. The conflict you face is one that involves the whole of the world, and so Volinar will commit what forces it can spare.
First, the forces must return.
I am working on that. I've made some headway, The forces that had ventured from Aspara into Thanandir have been ordered back on reprimand. That I was able to push through quickly enough. They being the laws, are difficult to navigate given how much the country favors imperialistic war. However, if you can frame things as a violation of the rules of engagement, that tends to move things along more quickly. I will send to you when the forces have all been returned. As long as you're still on this plane of existence, it should reach you.
Well, I'll try not to make any trips to other planes then.
See to it. Or at the very least, inform one of us here before you do.
Understood.
I don't know about the other nations of the world, but at the moment, Volinar's kind of pinned a lot of its hopes on you.
Well then, we best get going so we don't let them down.
We have a long trip ahead of us, and I will not be able to accompany you once we go. A certain portion of it. He navigates you back through the hallways and out the front of the keep. It is a bright sunny day. It is warm. Almost uncomfortably warm, but nothing like the heat of the desert.
I'm still wearing desert clothes, so I should be fine.
More than.
Yukikaze looks like he feels comfortable.
As you work your way out of the city, more than a few people take notice and wave to you as you pass. And fewer than a dozen of the people you pass by seem even to give Zeph more than a passing glance, acting as though it is entirely normal.
Good. The way it should be.
Yeah, I will greet anyone I recognize. But since most of the kids I got to know is likely, at school right now, I probably don't see many.
You do recognize some of the parents who had attended, however.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these look at you rather disapprovingly, specifically Leah. You greet them cheerily enough, but some of them will, try to hound you as you pass with the, "My daughter doesn't act the way she used to ever since she met you. What have you done?"
Yeah.
She used to be such a polite girl. Now, how are we going to marry her off? She'll never find a husband acting that way.
Yeah. Some people can never be pleased.
Raiken nods in approval.
Raiken remembers the gaggle of girls that invaded his room all looking like Leah. And scattered when he grabbed one of them.
He's just like, when the parent says that, he's just like, that means that no boy will marry Leah, so she'll be okay.
The woman looks shocked at you and says, "No, the wrong kind of boy will find her. And they'll elope."
Not on my watch.
You better watch closely, she says, pointing at her eye.
Could always be the right kind of girl.
That too. Raiken hasn't talked about that with Leah, so he doesn't know what her preferences are. He's just seen her around boys, and so he's just like,
So you begin to be led to the east. As you continue down the road, you find that the dwellings around it, now that you're out of the walls, the dwellings out here are more sparsely placed, further apart, with larger areas given to themselves, and you find that there are farms, as there were out the west gate as well. This side seems geared more toward livestock, whereas on the other, in the other direction, was more crops. Excuse me. And after a while, the road goes from being flags to being paving stones to being... What?
Sorry, I'm having confusion with my mics. I'm trying to say, I would like to say goodbye to Lynn as we leave the city, if that's possible.
Oh, yeah. No, I apologize. I had checked on the Dragonborn, but I forgot about you. I'm so sorry. Please, tell me anything that you would like to do before you leave.
I would like to say goodbye to Lynn.
Okay.
Probably on the way out of the city. She's probably not in it.
She does tend to avoid them, yes. And so you do find that as you are passing through these farmlands, she appears among the group next to you as though she'd always been there.
I was hoping you'd show up.
Move Raiken up here.
Wanted to say goodbye.
Oh? This one thinks that you are trying to make good on your escape without so much as a word.
I knew you'd show up.
You have great faith in this one. She appreciates it.
Keep yourself safe while we're out here.
You as well, Vendar. This one assumes you march to your death.
I hope to prove you wrong on that.
Should she be wrong, she will be happy. Should the worst happen, know that this one is grateful for all that you did, even if much of it was foolish.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do foolish things to get things done.
This one has not met one quite like you before. Most people cannot find success in foolishness, or in failure, as you have.
Sometimes, he says. I say and wink to her. Lynn.
She smiles toothily at you and says, "Well, I did not want to suggest such out loud. In any event, this one understands you go to a dangerous place. Stick to the shadows and do not trust the people you meet there until they have proven they are worth it."
Of course.
She does
I'll
not...
miss you, Lynn.
She actually stops mid-sentence. She looks rather shocked. This one did not expect such words. She finds that she feels oddly similarly. Try to come back alive, won't you? So that she does not have to feel this missing for too long.
Of course. do everything I can to make sure that happens.
She's going to pull you awkwardly into a kiss as you continue walking. Are you going to let her?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Vendar is a fairy.
In
Okay.
everywhere.
Vendar's open-minded.
Wow. There's something in the air today.
Raiken covers Leah's eyes.
Come on!
And Leah covers Raiken's eyes.
What I told you about that? Your hands are dirty and over their bin.
I imagine we just see his other hand scratching his butt or something.
You shouldn't see that.
You didn't cover me when Vendar and Nalia kissed.
Maybe when.
Listen, I'm speaking with one eye open.
Replaced Mendes.
Yeah, I'm very tired today. I'm speaking with one eye open because I can't get both of my eyes open for some reason.
What I'm hearing is that according to Leah, Vendar is just kissing everybody today.
I mean, isn't he always?
Raiken will be like, "What? I didn't see that. Laura Mendes, are you being a bad influence?"
What?
just kissing. That chill.
Kissing's the gateway drug to.
Oh, she's read much more than that.
I giggle.
Kissing is the gateway drug. After several difficult steps down the lane, entwined in this way, Lynn will take your hand and remove it from her waist and say to you, Vendar, this one should go before you forget how to let go.
Yeah, I guess. Could be a while before we see each other again. But I'll make sure it happens.
She runs one claw down your cheek and says, this place is comfortable. This one will likely stay here. You'll find her.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
She smiles with her cat-like toothy grin before seeming to fade into the surroundings.
As she's leaving, Jeb will just call, "Bye, Lynn. If you find out anything about that jerk, let me know. He took my money."
You just hear this voice come from somewhere near one of the nearby hay bales by the edge of someone's property, as she says, "She is still looking for you. He is very slippery."
And then you also hear like a pouch of coins. Along with it.
Vendar, you find your money is missing.
Classic Lynn.
Love-struck Vendar is funny. Alright. So, as you continue traveling to the east, down what is becoming less and less like an official roadway, you see the walls of the city of Volinar shrinking into the distance behind you. And I will show you that you are not terribly far from the coast here. So you do have a view of the ocean to the south, off to the right. You also are aware that the land around you in all directions is relatively flat, with just small rises and falls here and there. And so as you continue eastward, you become aware of this dark wall of trees that seems to sort of icing on the cake, sort of coat the horizon. And as you may remember, your geography, that is likely off in the distance, the great wood known as the Forest of Bala that you saw up close and personal when you visited the town of Brilmont so long ago. What would I want? This is what I want. And continuing further on, he leads you through the green fields, these expansive farms that become harder and harder to tell that they are owned land. The further you get out, the more land is owned with animals populating it. The only tells are the fencing that comes up to the edge of this path that you walk. You can't see the buildings or find it hard to locate them in the vast field around you. My point of it being that the land very much overpowers the habitation. You find that it is small herds of goats or cows that you are walking by as you follow this road. You do eventually see rocky outcrops ahead of you as you've been walking for a couple hours at this point. It's mid-afternoon. And these rocky outcrops appear to be part of the foothills of a cascade that is coming to the south from the north. And as you head toward this, you become aware, as you get closer and closer, that the exposed bare stone is dotted with holes of varying sizes. And Zeph will point ahead and say, "You can start to see it now. Up ahead, some of those caves will lead you to the Underdark. But be aware, there are many terrible things in the Underdark, but these caves also hold wild animals."
This is just everything that we were educated on while we were waiting, right?
Indeed. He's just reminding you now that you're actually close to it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Zephyrus, for your help.
Big spiders.
Indeed. They are very
brains.
dangerous.
We'll do our best to be on guard.
There's mind frayers.
Mind flayers. You should
Right.
not have to worry about them as long as you do not go too deep.
That's what we want.
The path that I described to you between here, this place, and Umbrelite should not take you deep enough to run afoul of them unless they are expanding their patrols. So, be wary, but do not expect those. Not yet.
Armindus, do you remember the route?
I believe so, but I also wrote things down.
With eidetic memory and a book, you most certainly can know the routes that you are supposed to follow to get there in as far as they had been described. You also have the sets of code words that you are supposed to use given a number of different situations which were described to you by Zeph and some of the other drow from Umbralite that would allow you to speak with who you needed to speak to without endangering anyone.
Well then, please set up telepathic bond before we go down.
He gestures again at the rocky outcropping and says, "We are still perhaps a half-hour walk from close enough to worry about that."
Understood.
While we've been walking, Jebel has summoned his familiar and has been repeating key phrases, both out loud and telepathically, to see if it can mimic his actual speech and associate it with the telepathic commands.
Given that it is a familiar, it is able to do that because it is of human intelligence.
Cool. I can't get mine to repeat anything.
It's a raven. Ravens get mimicry, which does say mimic simple sounds, but like is a word a simple sound?
Yeah. Now, when I make that joke, I expect Lorelai to like pinch my ear or something.
Well, yeah, she stabs you in the cheek.
Somebody's gonna get stabbed.
She stabs you in the cheek with her tiny sword and says, "A warrior doesn't mimic. Do not belittle my skills."
Mimics are quite skillful, you know.
And do
Fooled
not-
Raiken twice.
What?
When I hear her say that,
I
I'm
was
just gonna
not fooled
think to
by
myself,
anything.
yeah, skillful for wielding a toothpick.
You don't remember? You know, when with the mimics that look like tree stumps that ate you and Kubriel twice.
I had them right where I wanted. They thought that they had us.
I mean, they did have you in their maw twice.
Let's speak of this no more.
No, I want to hear this. Are you care to tell that story in detail?
Listen, I had my reasons. I did it on
No, I'm
purpose.
not asking you. Yeah.
Oh, he jumped over a stump. It turned out to be a mimic. He jumped over a different stump. It turned out to be the same mimic.
I see.
They weren't stumps,
dig
they
for
were fallen
stumps.
trees.
Same thing.
Well, one is significantly larger than the other.
It's wood. But it wasn't. It was a mimic. Gross things.
Yeah, I'm aware. I had a run-in with one of those in the dungeon. Remember? There was a door. It ate me.
Ah, yeah, that's true. But at least you didn't go inside his mouth twice.
Correct. I kept my distance and blasted it with fire. Because fire.
Right, because you're smart with clean hands.
Thank you.
With clean hands.
So I have 4 magic strings, right? I have the fire string, the ice string, the lightning string, the silent string. I think Cyrus actually has the silent string right now.
Not on my sheet if I do have it.
As
Okay.
opposed to a loud string?
That sounds
No,
accurate.
the string that, yeah, it's the A silent one instead of a loud one. Yeah, it's like a silencer. I want to have my fire string attached to my bow.
Yes, because if it's one thing I think a bow needs to be, it's more silent.
Yeah, it's like a sniper rifle. Loud crack every time you fire.
Oh, this loud twang.
Cast
Yeah.
knock every single time you fire an arrow.
Want people to know it's coming.
Indeed.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I have the fire one attached to the bow at the moment.
Okay. Putting some
I don't know.
things, dude.
Something appears to repeat on us.
Whereabouts are we in reference to our destination?
In reference to your destination,
I
you are coming up on, what is this? Try and add it to the map here. How shall I do it? Where is wall? Straight lines. Oh, it's in here, isn't it? The wall template. Gray. Say it's like, oh, look at that. It has, no, its opacity is all the way up. Wait a minute, what? Well, that's frustrating. It's lying about its opacity. Oh gosh. It's worse. Okay, I'll just have to do it the annoying way. In any event.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I had originally bought a couple of fruity spears I plan to drink during the roleplay because I tend to do that, but I haven't been feeling it since I've been so tired.
Well, get less tired.
I think I'm gonna save those for like tomorrow or the weekend. That's fine.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I never got an answer from Thomas on whether or not he wanted a spell cast from me in one of the previous days.
Oh yeah. Twin taste. Twin taste is handy.
Okay. So it's not easy for me to exactly represent this. So bear with me, your imaginations, that the reason this is chevron-shaped is that it's sort of like the end of a foothill, as the grass is pulled back, just up top, and these are the, downward cascading cliff faces. These black marks are numerous cave entrances, or holes, as you're not certain how deep they go, around this kind of conical-shaped rise of stone.
It looks like mold.
Yep.
Alright. I guess we should find out which one's our entrance. The trees! They're moving!
I think it's us that's moving.
Real nature. Oh, I suppose, yeah, that happens. It's perfectly normal.
Totally.
Like, I assume you're actually just adjusting where you wanted the trees. But if they're actually moving, then I need to blast one.
No, Vendar can talk to them. No, I think Vendar everything today.
Maybe we're just obsessed with them.
Jebba can speak tree.
I am
Everyone speaks
everyone.
trees.
Yeah, you really have imprinted my brain now, Jacob.
I don't know. I want to see Vendar talk to the trees.
That's a big tree.
I'll
Alright.
pretend to talk to the tree. I'll roll persuasion or whatever.
I'm going to have a
Performance test it.
I'm going to have a nightmare about Vendar tonight, aren't I?
Maybe.
Just envisioning him and a certain cat lady.
Oh god. Gonna wake up all sweaty.
But he's also going to be the cat lady.
We should not be getting all sweaty over Vendar.
So god. And his daughter is going to look like Hermione.
And daughter's going to look like Vendar. Everyone is going to be Vendar. Oh, that reminds me.
And you look in the mirror? Vendar.
If everyone's Vendar, then everyone's going to be purple goo in a very short time. Those trees are oddly positioned.
What do you mean?
They're perfectly in line.
They're bushes along the edge of the road.
Bushy, bush, bush.
Bushes.
Bushes.
Oh, shit, that's true. Different cultures.
Sometimes
me-
we cultivate them.
Yeah, to me as a Norwegian, seeing things, anything in line, anything orderly, anything just man-made perfectly straight, is odd. Everything is wild and just wherever it grows here. So seeing trees in line or bushes in a line, that's immediately like that's something someone put there and it looks strange.
Mm.
You don't normally see that.
So we got a way to freak you out now?
I just
Play the
I just easily forget that in United States and also in England it's common to have anything like made in grids or in lines, like orderly and punctuated. You know, we are more wild people in Norway. We just build things where where it fits and let nature grow around it.
And this method seems to be working for me to be able to place some foliage here.
Some ents.
Yeah, definitely ents.
That's a lot of ants.
Don't piss them off.
The Hurons, is that what they were? The Entish trees?
Hurons? Like the lake? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the like trees that the Ents herd.
I think that might be correct.
I called a friend of mine ent the other day. I wanted to mock her for her height because I'm very smart and I feel like I needed. I felt like I was justified mocking her for being tall.
Oh, much justified mockery, huh? Is that what we've come to?
Sure.
Yes. How dare someone be tall?
Yeah, how dare you, Derek?
What? What I do?
You got tall.
How dare.
Oh yeah, how sad.
Yeah, it makes Guaco feel very insecure. Because Guaco's like 4'2".
No,
he's like
5'4". I'm 5'4".
So they said
I'm-
4'2".
Fucking jerk.
You're the one making fun of some chick because she was taller than you.
She was fine with it because I'm short. Speaking of 5'4", Jeremy just went live.
She
That's
probably
strange.
couldn't hear you.
He knew.
You were too far away.
Yeah, just too close to the ground.
Well, at least I have a shorter distance to fall if I trip.
Mm.
Not if I pick you up and toss you.
Oops. Well, this one looks fun. Let's use this one. Alright, let's get things started off right.
With the mission.
So, as I said, you walk several hours, and the road, actually, we'll just move this tree slightly over here. This bush to here. We can just have this road.
Are we there yet?
Nope.
Are we there?
Turn this party around and go home.
Don't make me turn this party around. God damn it. Why must it work stupid?
I need to pee.
There's a rock over there.
That's not what I tend to hear and road trips I tend to hear. You should have went before we left.
Definitely should have gone before we left.
Yeah. It's all these cliches that happen in every country. It's ridiculous. Children are just a nuisance.
Why would you have children? Why would you make that choice? Okay, so, there we go.
I want children sometimes.
The road's gonna bend away, and Zephyrius is going to move out ahead and say, yeah, this is where we will enter one of these caves. I know that 2 of them are capable of taking us to the Underdark. I can show you the right one.
How far are you going?
Once we are through the normal cave, past where most spelunkers might venture to, looking for a place to shelter. Once we are in the domain of the Underdark, that is when I must leave you.
Understood.
Okay.
He's actually going to stop very suddenly and look around. And he's going to rush over to this tree and, drawing his silvery blade, which is a scimitar, is going to slash one of the branches. And as it falls to the ground next to him, he's going to reach in and pull something out and hold it up for you to see. And there is a small spider on his finger, between with its legs pinched between his fingers. And this is why we must not speak.
Perhaps now we should.
He's just going to nod. And he's going to set the spider, bring it to the ground, and presses his boot down on top of it and scrape it.
Lermus, if you would.
Won't be nothing.
Lermendus begins casting Rary's telepathic bond. It's going to take 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
He's going to eye the bushes to the south of the road suspiciously, say, if someone would be so kind as to remove those, I do not trust them.
Remove the bushes?
You know fire, do you not?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step aside. I do not want to stand next to the bushes if they're going to go up in flame.
What spell are you going to cast?
I'll use firebolt.
So you're gonna shoot each one individually.
Or we can stand to the side and shoot them straight forward.
I use firebolt so as to save on resources.
You firebolt the bushes, and one by one they go up in flame. You can hear the hissing of the live branches and leaves as they curl, and air is forced out from within. The water within hissing against the flame. And at one point he points into the bushes and says, "I see a nest there. It was good we removed them."
You have sharp eyes.
I did not see them. I was suspicious. They tend to like these cultivated bushes. They nest there.
See. I should have to keep an eye out for similar bushes.
Indeed. As those...
Are there bushes in the underground? In the dark?
There are many types of things similar, and the spiders may nest within them, but it would definitely be difficult to find and destroy every spider. That is why you should simply assume they are always around, and conduct yourself accordingly, so that nothing they see or hear can implicate the people you wish to protect. Do you understand?
I do.
Yes.
Good. Then, follow me. He turns toward the cliffside, and you suddenly hear grunting and growling, as of a large wild animal. And he sighs. He sighs and said, "As I said, the caves are also home to wild animals."
Yeah. Raiken, do you have Kubriel?
I hope it's an owlbear.
I do not have Kubriel. She has been pooped.
Just waiting for the day you bring her back out.
Well, it will be in the Underdog.
Kubriel has to miss the whole Underdark adventure?
Yep.
She's going to need a lot of pets.
So much pets. But the whole party.
Oh, it's Brother Bear. Kena?
In any event, you are aware of these creatures coming toward you, so you may roll initiative as Zeph tells you that you will have to defend yourself against the territorial beasts.
You mean bear?
If that is what you choose to call them.
Well, as soon as Jebel sees them, he's going to step forward and say, "Let me try and handle this."
Ooh, very well.
He's gonna speak bear?
Yeah. He barely speaks it.
Gosh.
Jeez.
That's a lot of bears.
You're gonna have to bear with them.
This is unbearable.
Indeed. Let's see here. Alright. I will need initiative.
Does anyone have golden locks? We'll have Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Uh,
I mean, kinda. It's more hyacinth, but
Anyways, back to the game at hand.
there's the platinum. What's platinum? Hyacinth is the eyes. Platinum is the hair.
Laramentus, what'd you get?
I'm so tired.
16.
Yukikaze, what'd you get?
15.
Leo, what'd you get?
14.
Jebel, what'd you get?
7.
Oof.
Oof.
Cyrus, what'd you get?
6.
Nice. Raiken, what'd you get?
16.
Wow, Raiken, you're not last!
I know. It's gonna be so weird.
It really is.
You would have to roll impressively poorly to be last.
Leo's going.
I mean, I just have to roll 6 so far, and I would have gotten last.
Yukikaze and Raiken's going to have to.
So, Lair, what's your bonus?
Oh no, there,
3.
sorry.
You have 3, and Raiken, yours is 0?
For what?
Initiative.
-1.
-1? Okay.
Wow.
As always.
I never remember. I just needed to compare it to...
Yeah, I rolled a 17, but...
Yeah, nice. Well, good roll. Okay, where's initiative? Boom. There, I think we have it. Yes.
I got an 18.
Oh my gosh. It's because you weren't on my list, because you weren't in the last combat, I guess. Or at least not the
Last
last.
combat was just me.
Huh?
Last combat was just me.
Yeah, so I didn't use it. Okay. Who else did I miss? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it was literally just you. That's the only person I missed. I am so sorry. You got an 18?
Yeah.
Alright, you're first.
Strange, I seem to only remember Vendar and you forget about him.
Yeah.
He is so.
I mean, he wasn't kissing anybody, so I didn't remember he was there.
I think Glauco just stole the thoughts of Vendar out of Tristan's brain. Or blew for himself.
Who's Vendar?
Oh god, please take it back.
Nope. I've never had such bliss.
Can't help but think of me.
Zeph was just
I'm
going to
cursed.
stand to the side and say, I'll put these fires out while you take care of our friends. Alright, so I'm gonna put in some battle music because I don't know how this is gonna go.
I don't want to kill bears.
Music! The bears want to kill you.
They're just scared.
But they still want to kill you.
I'm sure Jebel can talk to them.
Well, Jeb will roll poorly.
So I guess you can talk to the ones that are left.
Alright, so, Vendar, you are first in initiative. You can easily see this bear who has just come crunching around a bush with its jaw hanging open and drool dripping off of its loose lip to the ground as it looks furiously at you. You do know that Jebel had made a request, so what do you want to do?
What was Jebel's request? Not to kill them?
Might have
No,
been.
he said he'd handle it.
He said something about letting him handle it. He's very small, and these bears are very big.
I'll pull my bow out, but I'll leave it to Jebel. Guess I'll forego my turn.
Are you gonna
But I
forego,
am
or are you
like-
gonna stay where you are? Are you gonna do any movement or prepared actions?
I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay. You're not gonna prepare any action. Okay.
If I decide to prepare an action, I can say I don't want to do it in the time, right?
Correct. When the trigger
Yeah,
comes,
I
you can choose to either go through or not.
I'll prepare to shoot it if Jebel can't get through to him.
Okay. I think the only thing I need to know, because it has to happen now rather than later, is whether you are poison on or poison off.
I'll do poison off.
Off. Okay. And Laramentus, what are you doing?
Laramentus will prepare a ray of frost on whatever the farthest one that he can see is, should Jebel indicate that things are not going well and that combat should ensue.
Okay. These are medium-sized bushes and large trees here, so they aren't really capable of utilizing this to conceal themselves. They can gain a little bit of cover if the tree is between you and them, but you are aware they're behind it. They're not hidden. Because it's a narrow trunk. Okay. Raiken, what are you going to do? It's finally true combat.
Finally! Raiken's going to move up 20 feet.
To here?
Hold on, let me get the video catch up. Can't believe I'm this far behind. Yes.
Okay.
And he is going to prepare to strike with his axe if they come up.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm putting. He went there because he doesn't think that they'll reach there exactly this yet, but just in case.
Okay. Yukikaze.
So I'm gonna walk up to where Jebel is.
You are standing next to Jebel.
Oh, okay. I thought he moved forward. He said he's okay. So he
Raiken walked forward.
Yes, okay. Well, I didn't know Jebel didn't move when he said I'm gonna take care of him.
Jebel hasn't had his turn yet.
Yeah, Jebel hasn't had a turn yet. He simply, as initiative was rolled and the bears appeared, and he saw that they were bears, he said, "Let me handle this."
Got it. Just real quick, I'm gonna turn to Jebel and say, should I try to intimidate him real quick before you go up there?
How so?
Intimidate. I'm just gonna go up there and scream, roar.
Yeah, sure.
Scream, roar.
Did you say sure?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna walk up toward Raiken and I'm gonna make myself look as intimidating as possible, and roar and make myself very intimidating.
Okay, so you can be right next to Raiken, you can be one square ahead of Raiken, you can be directly in front of Raiken, you can be down one, you can be down two.
I'll be down one in the middle of the road in front of him.
Okay.
Do you feel intimidated, Raiken? Are you scared?
No.
I have proficiency in
Raiken
intimidation.
actually laughs.
Okay, roll your intimidation against the bears.
I don't have have any inspiration either. God damn it! I guess you know what? Because I walks up, I start choking and coughing.
Just so that you know, if you get a higher bonus using your strength than your charisma, you can substitute strength.
Oh no, my boost is pretty solid.
Okay.
Like it's really solid, but it's just I rolled a 1, so
Nice, very nice. Do you have an inspiration die you'd like to re-roll, maybe?
No, I don't have inspiration, unfortunately.
Really? That's surprising. I thought everybody had inspiration.
Apparently I didn't, unless I just didn't click it.
All I know is that last session when Vendar got inspiration, he already had some. The only person who said he didn't have any was me.
Huh.
You were the only one you were the first one to chime on. I don't have any, but I was perfectly fine with you being the one getting it. It doesn't matter to me.
Lara Mendes can have inspiration for the scene departing the town.
Okay. Never mind, I have inspiration now. You're alone, Yukikaze.
Yep. I choke. That's it for me.
Vendar can have inspiration for his scene leaving the town as well. Do you want to give it to Yukikaze?
Sure, yeah, I'll give it to Yukikaze.
Yukikaze, you have inspiration. Would you like to hold on to it or use it?
I'll use it.
Okay, you may roll one more d20 and attempt to intimidate.
Because I really don't want us to fight bears either. They're just bears. That's better. But still not as high as I'd like. 18.
18. Okay. Okay. So these three here that are closest, you come forward and you lean forward, opening your lizard jaw and bellow a war cry at them, and they actually, like, mid-stride, like, stop, like, they kind of, like, take half a step back, eyes wide, and grunting, before looking to one another and snarling. The one in the back just seems to keep coming on, unfazed. So you feel like you've had some kind of effect.
Cool. Alright, that's it.
Leah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna prepare an Eldritch Blast if Raiken gets attacked by a bear.
Alright, are you going to order Lorelei to do anything?
There's wasn't there something? Oh yeah, there's the touch spells. Yeah, no, she's not gonna do anything.
Okay, she stays near you, which means it's now their turn. They have a movement speed of that. They seem to be more cautiously stepping forward and sniffing the ground more frequently, while maintaining, a visual on you, but they've definitely slowed their gait and seem uncertain as they approach. This one is not uncertain at all. This is Big Fuck It Bear, apparently.
Fuck it, bear.
So that's 25. Y'all are in the way of Big Fuck It Bear. Can't get there. No! They're all in the way of Big Fuck It Bear. Okay. He's gonna go there. Which brings us now, as they approach you guys, to Jebel.
Yes, it does. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I could be just 1 square north of Raiken.
Yep, you may. They are stomping their way over the grass, through the weeds and underbrush among the trees towards you.
And then I'm just going to raise hands above my head, staff included, and just go, turn around! Or these people will kill you. That guy has fire. And so does that guy. And I point to Cyrus and Larmendis. On her too, and then I point to Leah.
They all do appear to be stopping in their tracks at this. And some of the ones who are already somewhat frightened of the Dragonborn seem even more uncertain now that you have spoken to them. Big Fuck It Bear is going to use the free action to speak. And after a bare moment's pause, he's going to say,
Nice.
"You dare enter my territory?" Cyrus.
How's it looking? I don't speak bear.
I'm not sure.
Well, then I will move to a square north of Jebel.
Okay. You can get there in 20.
And I will just prepare to... Actually, I'll just take the dodge action. I won't prepare to attack.
Food is scarce here. We will chew your bones. You are aware that Big Fuck It Bear is growling at the party, but you do not know what he is saying, except for Jebel. Vendar.
So did you fix the problem, Jebel?
No, he wants to eat us.
Okay, then I'm just gonna shoot him.
Negotiations have gone poorly.
So I'm gonna shoot the front bear. I'm gonna use sharpshooter.
The front bear being K-Bear 2 here.
One at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, roll it. I'm surprised you didn't just say not yet, Jebel. I said I'm surprised you didn't say not yet to try to negotiate more.
Jebel's honest, though.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's a 15 to hit.
15 to hit. Will hit.
Okay.
This is not gonna be a goober.
It's not gonna be a goo bear. Probably
No.
actually won't do that much damage because I didn't use poison or anything. And I didn't have sneak attack. So that's 8 fire damage.
8 fire damage.
Or no, plus 10 from the sharpshooter, so 18 fire damage.
18 fire damage. Okay. So this one, the arrow on your on the bridge of your bow, as you release the bowstring, the entire bowstring seems to come alive with flame, and you see the arrow itself catch fire from the tip to the fletching, and it seems to instantaneously disintegrate, and a bolt of pure flame flies forth from the bow. The bow seems unharmed by this, as it streaks through the air and strikes into the chest of the slowly approaching bear. You see the flames roil out across its fur, singeing away an entire patch on its breast, and it goes just like crying out in surprise and pain.
Then I'm gonna move over behind the big tree.
Move over behind the big tree to the north.
Yep.
About here.
Yeah, and then I'll try to roll to hide.
Okay, you may roll it. As you try to use the trunk for cover. Just
Yeah.
put you, like, here-ish. Oh, this thing should probably be at the back.
23.
Okay. There we go. You're going to hear this one that was struck cry out, "Brother, it burns with fire! These are dangerous food!" And Fuck It Bear says, "Why do you come to my territory and threaten my family?" Armandus.
So that seems, I mean, the whole shooting the fire at the thing seems enough more of a past the point of negotiations, I suppose. I will Ray of Frost, the one that got hit.
Okay.
That's a 19 on die.
That's gonna hit.
Which...
And just so that you're aware, Jebel, you don't have to wait for your turn to speak again.
Okay.
We're gonna do this as a rolling in combat negotiation where they get about a phrase on each turn.
Well,
and
then
so you can
I would've
respond
said-
each time they speak. If they speak,
Okay.
you can respond.
Oh, okay. That's why I was being silent.
I realized that was probably the case, and I apologize.
Yeah. So you respond before my turn, I think, because you're responding to them. So you want to get you talking in.
Well, then what did he say? Did he just say, why did you come here and threaten my family?
Why do you invade my territory and threaten my family?
We don't want to threaten, we're just passing through.
After we got there, was shot.
So, Lair, you are aware that some form of negotiation is still occurring.
Okay.
How-
Then Lerman... Oh, go ahead.
That meaning that you can change your declared actions if you wish.
So Lerman will instead say, Jebel, shall we attack? And since he's still waiting for confirmation, he will prepare again.
Okay. All right.
And I would say, I maybe Vendar will have proven how dangerous we are.
Totally what I meant to do.
Raiken,
Um,
something is going on.
Something is going on. He's hearing negotiation.
He's hearing one side of the negotiations, but he has heard that maybe Vendar's attack was enough.
Raiken will step up so he's in line with Yukikaze.
Okay.
And prepare another action
Okay.
to attack if they come at us.
Seeing you step forward, there's going to be... you're going to hear a fearful noise be emitted by the struck bear. And Fuck It Bear is going to say to the others, "Return to the cave. I will deal with this one." Which makes it Yukikaze's turn. You just know there's a lot of weird grunting going on from the bear's side. They look scared, at least these three, especially the bottom one, bear number 2. You know that the one in the back just sort of looks pissed and it's eyeballing Jebel specifically, and you know that everything that Jebel has said has been in common, so you know that he's still negotiating with them.
Alright, so then what I will do is I will... I will move, since I don't want to... I'm going to move next to Jebel. Draw my swords. And just stand at the ready. Kind of trying to hold my intimidating composure. Just like, look like I'm ferocious and just stand next to Jebel. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. You want to stand next to Jebel and look ferocious. So you're going to move back and up 1 so that you're behind Raiken.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll draw my swords and keep looking intimidating.
You're drawing 2 swords or 1? You can draw both as a single action.
Yeah, I know.
As part of an action, rather.
I'm just going to draw 1.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be it.
Is it Hideo?
Yes.
Okay. You are holding Hideo. I believe that Hideo is versatile.
I don't remember what you put it as.
I think its base is a longsword, so it can be wielded one-handed or 2.
Oh, yeah, you did have it as versatile.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know. Okay. Yeah. Then after Yukikaze is Leah. And again, you hear more, like, grunting and fearful noises from the 3 bears in front as they're looking toward the cave. They seem to be calculating how they can get away.
I just keep my wand at ready. Keep prepared if Raiken gets attacked.
Okay, you may do so. Which brings us to the bears. And very quickly, they are going to make their escape. So those 3 are literally going to turn and begin running away back toward the cliffside. And this one is going to begin stomping forward.
Fuck it there.
It comes directly up to you, Raiken, standing before you, and you can smell this creature. The musk coming off of its unclean fur is just overpowering.
He comes right up to me.
It stands, head and shoulders taller than you. and it seems to lean out almost over you, directing its growling at Jebel. And you can see as like globs of slobber, like stringy, drip off of its lip and like fall onto the edge of your shield.
Gross.
It says, "Speak, man creature."
Which one's it pointing at?
You.
Perfect.
Why do so many wish to come through my territory? And why should I not rip their throats out?
We're going to the home of the Drow, and I point at Zeph, his people. It's into the cave.
More men creatures living beneath the ground. Yes, I know them. I have supped on them. Food is scarce. What do you offer?
How far are we from the city?
2 hours walk.
I'm going to turn to Larminus. Just, how difficult would it be to bring food out here from the city?
What?
Couldn't you just give them good berries or something?
Well, no, I don't have it prepared. And also, that's only a solution for right now.
Isn't bringing food from the city also only a solution for right now? The city is not going to continue to feed the bears.
I'm going to put initiative on hold while no one is taking attack actions and these two are speaking. Well, you all are speaking.
Unless something can be worked out.
Dude, can we give them just food as payment for passage? They have the concept of that?
What
Well,
shall we work out, man creature?
But if you want food, they all say, and I point to everyone else, they're all thinking a one-time feeding. But I think that if food is scarce here, then you want like repeated food. But something would have to be offered in return. If
The return is that you get to pass through my territory to your destination.
but if it's a repeated feeding,
What?
so there are a lot of people living nearby, and if they're passing through here, if they feed you, you leave them alone.
You would have other man creatures bring food to us.
I think it's something we could probably work out. I turn back to Larminus again, and maybe to Zeph. I go, do you know, is there frequent passage through this area? Aside from the Drow coming in.
Is there voice in the
Do you
sky?
know that it's the road that you took to get to the city when you used to live in Brillmont? So, yeah, pretty frequent. At least every couple days.
It will certainly see use. It's one of the roads that people from towns and villages on the southern end of Bromdor would take going as they approach Volinar.
But we make the road marginally safer for travel.
I don't know how we would convey to everyone that they should feed the bears, and I don't believe that that's going to be an easy thing to convince people. If people start feeding the bears in this road, that means that other animals will want to be coming to get that food too, which sounds like it'll make the road more dangerous.
Well, not people coming in, but someone coming out of the city can pop out to one of the caves, leave some food, and then go back.
You man creatures talk too much. What food do you offer?
This thing keeps slobbering on my shield.
Yeah, he's still doing that.
I know, I'm telling Jebel. This thing keeps slobbering on my shield.
Sounds
Who
like
has the bento box right now? Is it me?
no, it's me.
Always Zikikaze.
I had it once, and I couldn't remember if I gave it back.
Yeah, I had to get it back.
It's very protective of it.
I really like it.
I'll go, Yukikaze, you have the box.
Yes.
Empty it.
Empty. 10 persons worth of food? Do they
I'll
like
survive for a day.
or do should I just produce a lot of fish? I'll just 10 people's worth of fish, I guess.
Okay. You produce about 12 fish. Decent size.
That's all it can produce, is what I'll tell Jebel. Because that is all it can do.
The bear sees these cuts of fish all splatter to the ground as you just sort of shake the bento box out.
I shouldn't do it.
And
No.
looks, the drool quintuples in volume. For that, you would be allowed to pass today.
I think we might send word back to the city that if people are passing through, if they bring food, enough food,
You would have the man creatures bring us food to pay for passage.
yeah, see, that. And I'm going to turn to look at everyone else. That seems like a fair deal, right?
I will reiterate my comment about attracting other animals and, in the end, making the road more dangerous.
You don't know what the bear said. So it's just like you just heard him growl, and he goes like, that sounds fair.
Okay.
If the man creatures bring us food, we will not harm them.
Yeah, see?
See what?
No,
What?
I don't.
We don't know what we're seeing. I see a bear in front of me that's drooling on my shield.
A lot.
Oh, you could clean it. No, he's saying that if people bring them food, they will allow them passage. They won't attack them like they attacked us.
If people bring the bears food, then other animals will also come for the food, and there will be more wild animals on the road, all looking for food from the people who are passing.
That's an issue for another time.
I don't feel like we should create that issue.
Ugh.
good idea.
If I might paint for you a picture of a world wherein this could work.
Right.
The area of the woods here, guarded by a bear spirit, you could erect a totem, which is a place to give tribute. And that people who use the area would leave tribute at the totem by this tradition you are beginning. These bears could collect it.
Let me just see, do I have... What do we have? Nice.
I mean, it has roots in other religions and belief systems.
It's not
Like,
bad.
like in Japan and the raccoons.
Sure.
Tanuki.
And the Inari foxes. Yes, Tanuki.
I didn't realize I was muted, so I said something earlier. I said, I don't see why not. As the animals need food too, and we share this world. I think it's fair to feed them.
We set up a small area for offerings, and travelers can leave them there. The bears can come along and collect them.
You will do this, then. And your road will be safe.
I still think this sounds like a really good idea. Laramentus, can you contact people in the city and just talk to them about setting this up?
I believe that Zeph is returning to the city.
Do not involve Zeph in your crazy schemes.
I don't think not being eaten by bears is crazy. Not being eaten by bears is probably the most
I
sensible
rather
thing.
like living in the city. And I do not wish for them to kick me out because they think that I am crazy and talking to bears.
I'm talking to bears.
You're crazy.
I can certainly convey your suggestion to Claire.
Yeah. They just set up a little place, and every passerby just leaves food there. Not a minuscule portion of food, by the way, because these are bears. They're big, and I gesture to it with my, like, big.
Thunderfoot.
Thunderfoot needs lots of food.
Food. Bring food. Safe travel from Thunderfoot.
Saying food, safe travel. Like a toll to use the road. Except it keeps you safe from bears.
Rather than from highwaymen.
Guards that one hires protect from animals and from people.
Yeah, but guards don't work for fish.
Depends how much fish and where you've hired the guards. I can convey your suggestion for
I am certain that I would not believe that this had happened had I not just watched it happen.
And even then, still don't believe it.
You are making a bargain with a wild animal.
It's a good bargain.
I think that you are not understanding that it is strange that there is any bargain with a wild animal. Good or otherwise.
I guess.
Jebel is from a place where he talks to animals and deal with animals a lot. It's kind of what he does.
Actually, the talking to animals is kind of a new thing.
Of course.
Didn't you, master or something, do that?
Druids can cast spells that let us talk to animals, but this is a new thing. This always talking to animals thing. That's new.
Okay.
I can talk to trees. Again, to spell.
Thunderfoot
Oh, I heard
will
that.
take his food. You should go.
He crawls again.
Oh yeah, he's saying we should go. We're going to be heading into one of the caves. I'm not sure which one. If we pass by the other bears, we're not going to harm them.
If you try, we will kill you.
That's a fair deal.
Of course, we can't hear this.
No.
He's
I
going
mean-
to start pushing against you, Raiken, clearly angling to get at the food splattered around on the ground behind you.
I mean, Raiken would step out of the way of the food.
I'm gonna back up and make sure my bento box is put away if I can move.
Yeah, you can. He's just going to start chowing down on the slices of fish, the big, thick slices of fish that are all over the ground. As I said, about 12 fish worth of it. It takes him about a minute to gobble it all up.
I wonder if he's gonna share that. Oh, I'm just thinking it to myself. Never mind. Like I said, well, he can't understand. I thought he was gonna share that with his little family there.
I'm just going to shrug.
Are bears like birds? They like spit up their food after they've eaten it to share it?
Gross.
No.
He's going to grunt one last time at you, Jebel, and
You
he's
should
going
go.
to start walking away.
Oh, as he's leaving, I'm going to cast healing word on him.
Okay, you may do so. You do know that he was not injured. Not in this fight, anyway.
But not him.
No,
No, it was one of the others that ran away.
Oh, okay.
this one here, who is off in the cave at this point.
Okay.
So you can
They
save
can
your spell
extend-
if you wish.
Yeah.
You know that he wasn't injured.
Okay.
Alright. Unless there's anything more, he's going to return to his cave.
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay.
You know, that was pretty crazy, more than it needed to be. But, you know, I'm a firm believer in I don't want to kill anything if we're not going to eat it. So,
What about people?
people are just jerks, so that's another story.
A person is a thing, so you're going to eat it.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think happened to half the drow that we killed?
Right? Raiken, have you eaten long pig?
You guys should be a bit more sensitive, you know.
Yes, can we not?
Hey, it's already happened to me. I'm over it now, you know, like, whatever.
How could you get over something like that?
We're going to a place where we get our brains sucked out.
Okay.
You should
don't
try
see a
not to
bonus
get your
for
brain sucked out.
I'm gonna try.
I think that we should succeed.
Zeph moves over to a bush, looks back at you, Lara, and just shrugs.
Yeah, that's some
I wish-
good advice.
I wish to keep my brain where it is.
He's going to grab this, like, sapling and pull it toward himself, revealing a cave.
Dilly dilly dee.
Yep, basically. Bending it out of the way. He says, "This is one of the entrances that my people can use near the city of Volinar."
He's a bushbender.
It is a sapling.
He's a sapling bender.
After you.
I got that equipped right. It gets dark really fast, right?
Yeah, it gets dark
Oh.
really fast.
Is the path very narrow? Should we like walk one at a time?
Yeah, I'll be describing this part, but you should choose a marching order.
Yes. I would suggest me going first because of the whole women talking thing. We talked about that.
Yeah, you'll be speaking for us, yeah. But I don't know if you want to go first. We want to protect you, though, Leah.
You do also
How-
have the longest dark vision of any of us.
That is a fair point.
Which means that she can watch the back of the column from the front of it.
Or even watch behind and in front from the middle.
Seth, when women walk with like in the Underdark, do they normally go in front, or are they being protected and in the center?
Normally they are the priority, and so they would be in the middle, where their
Okay.
warriors can protect them and shield them with their bodies.
Okay, I'm in the middle then.
Alright, you go to the middle-ish. Stick you right here for now.
You're an odd number. It is perfectly possible to be in the middle.
It is possible, yep.
I'm gonna ask Zeph about how long it's gonna take before we actually pass through the cave into the Underdark.
The cave is deep and winding. It should take probably another half hour.
Okay.
But it should be safe. Should. I have not used this cave in a decade.
A lot can change in a decade.
Oh, I had not noticed.
I was 4 a decade ago.
What is the rest of your marching order, guys?
I guess if Leah's in the center, I'll go like second from the front.
Okay. Raiken, are you staying on top of Leah?
Yes.
Okay. Laramandas, where do you want to be in this marching order?
I mean, I would prefer not to be directly at front or directly at rear.
You could be directly behind Leah if you wanted.
Sure.
Okay. Vendar,
Yes.
you probably don't want to be all the way at one end or the other, so does that mean you'd be okay here? Behind Laramandas, in front of whoever is at the very back of the column?
Yeah.
Okay. Yukikaze, do you want to be at the front of the column or the back of the column?
You know, creatures that suck out your brains is a very terrifying thought for me. So, I'm not going to be in the front because I don't want anything to sneak up behind me.
Okay. Jebel, are you alright with being at the back of the column? Deuce?
I'm just wondering if my perception is not terrible, so...
I think you're a wisdom class, so it should be not terrible.
I'm just wondering, does it make sense to have me have two really good perceptive people at the very back? If I was just after Cyrus, maybe?
Vendar and Cyrus, would you be willing to swap places? On suggestion from Jebel.
I didn't really mean that. I mean, if you just moved Yukikaze and Cyrus one forward and just started me in between Raiken and Cyrus.
Then Leah wouldn't be in the middle.
Being in the middle is rather important, so I can swap places.
Okay.
You okay with that, Vendar?
Sure.
Okay. Then, you enter the cave. Malachi, the Ring of Dark Vision, as you know, requires attunement, and attunement is the space of a short rest, which is 1 hour.
I already had it equipped. It's already on my sheet, already equipped. I did it preemptively knowing we were going.
Okay, cool. What you had said earlier made me think perhaps it wasn't on yet.
Nope.
Speaking of which, was I able to attune my new weapon along the way?
Yes. It was a 2-hour walk to get there.
Excellent.
I pulled up my hood.
Currently have my scale, my longsword, and my bracer of night vision equipped.
Okay. Then into the cave you go. Your eyes adjust quickly now that you all have dark vision. The dim cave still seems bright until you round a few bends and it goes to full pitch black, at which point it seems only dimly lit and colorless to those who are not Leah. The cave appears to be a natural formation, as several rocks fell together from above as this hill range, these foothills, were pushed up by tectonic action. And so you can see where the sheets of rock have collided and form this narrow path that winds down into the darkness. You can hear the dripping of water around you as you continue into the darkness of the cave, and from time to time you become aware of a small creature slithering or hopping away from your approaching footsteps, usually a lizard or a frog of some kind. You can hear the fluttering of wings, and looking up into the shadows above you, you can see bats slumbering between stalactites, between outcroppings of rock in the low ceiling. The ones that are awake watch you carefully. And from time to time, you do catch the spiral-patterned webs of spiders, with their matrons seated comfortably in the middle, waiting for prey to flutter into them. Each time you pass one of these, you hear, you hear that telltale grind as Zeph's sword comes out of its sheath and he slashes the tiny creature, cursing in Undercommon. We do not need them to know ahead of time that we are coming, or any possibility that I am with you.
Understood. I'd like to also be keeping an eye out for spiders and things to take care of.
From time to time, you do see them. How do you destroy them when you see them?
I'd probably, out of respect for the new blade I have, I don't want to waste it on them, so I'll probably just use Firebolt.
It is fine. You're aware that because it is magic, it would not be damaged by swinging it, and you are not required to utilize the charge every time you swing it.
Yes, I'm aware, but I still don't want to have my first use of the blade to be against something so minuscule.
And minuscule many of them are. As you go deeper into this cave, they do seem to increase in size and fuzziness. Eventually, however, the cave forks, and Zeph leads you to the left. He says, "This is an old path forged many hundreds of years ago, used by the Drow for generations to get at the cities and towns around this part of Brumdor. I do not know if it is frequented since my capture. Many of the raids in this part of the country were broken off when Volinar started capturing us and holding us. The way becomes steeper and steeper as it spirals down around itself, and it becomes narrower until you feel almost like you're going to get pinched into the end of this funnel. And then finally, Zeph steps through what appears like a hole in the end of this tunnel and steps out of sight. Oh, I got the bushes? Out of here, bushes.
They march with us.
Zeph steps into a larger passageway. The claustrophobia begins to ease out of your mind as your gray-black colorblind vision, except for Leah, shows you these ribbed walls of cave, almost perfectly round, and striated. And he looks about. You hear him slap the wall once, and says, "Welcome to the tunnels of the Underdark. Here you will meet with my brothers and sisters. Some of them will become your allies, but many down here are dangerous and cannot be trusted. Use your judgment and keep your wits about you if you wish to survive." I cannot go further, for I am a mocked trader.
Understood. We appreciate what you've done for us.
Stick to Undercommon. Enough of the people. the humanoids that live down here will use it. If something else is spoken, you should run.
Then I'll say in common. Understood.
Us speaking something different, or they speak something different?
If they speak something that is not undercommon or common, if you do not understand it, likely the danger is greater than it appears. That is my last warning that I have for you.
Thank you, Zeph.
The tunnels are dark and dangerous. Go in safety as best you can muster. It has been more of an honor than I anticipated working with you. Thank you for bridging the gap between us, Leah and Cyrus.
I was happy to do all that I could.
I'm saying the common. Let Volinar be the spark to light the world aflame.
He smiles broadly at this, and you see his shoulders rising and falling as though he is laughing, but he makes no sound. Says, I shall see that it is. Now, he points down the tunnel to the east. Go. Your destiny lies there. And with that, he's going to move past the group back into the previous natural cave and disappear. And it is 10:30, so we're going to end there.
Yay!
You are in the Underdark.
Dun dun dun.
I almost got to hit something. Almost.
I mean, Zeph went right by you. That provoked an attack of opportunity.
Javel, I'm surprised you didn't speak about them killing all the little things. Even though they're spies, they're still creatures.
Eh.
Wow.
He
Nah.
picks and chooses.
Sam is out of town next week, so I believe we are not meeting.
Okay.
So sad.
So I will see you all in 2 weeks for our very first Underdark adventure.
Yay! In a fortnight, we will meet again.
Nobody plays that game, come on.
They just stole the word for a cool thing.
Yeah, same did Twilight, really.
It's true. So, 700 experience, everybody.
Woo!
700?
Eh,
Let's see, that is... and then it's there, and then there. Even and those... Yeah, play. Nice. I have Master Chief's number in my XP now.
117.
Yeah, 117 and then 212.
I look forward, Sam, to there trying to explain to Claire that the town should set up a patronage with this bear.
We shall see. I don't know how hard Lara is going to push for this.
I think I'm going to call it the Lair Claire Bear Care Affair.
I think that is the perfect name, and now I should probably actually push for it.
It spawned a lot of funny pictures and videos on the Discord.
Alright, guys, I think I'm gonna head out.
Yeah.
And I
Night. I had to share a clip from duly noted live stream where Jeremy accidentally found a bear in the mountain in Ghosts, and it's hilarious.